Sega. Beauty and harmony, governed by one eternal law. All that begins must end. The reign of the old shogunate is over.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Total War Shogun 2. As you can see, we're back on a tile screen. That's because I decided to restart the Shimazu campaign. But I got a lot to tell you here. While I was doing this first campaign, I ran into some trouble. Not just in the game itself, but with my computer too, you see? My CPU was overheating, so I had to buy a new fan. But I installed the fan, got it fixed, and now we're ready to play. So to celebrate, we're going to start a new campaign of Shogun 2, and of course it's going to be a Shimazu. Now I've already talked about the Shimazu in detail in the first playthrough of them, so I'm just going to briefly tell about the abilities. They get increased loyalty. They get increased loyalty for all generals, which will be important because loyalty is important in this game because your generals can turn you in a flash. Also, they can recruit superior katana samurai and for cheaper, and they can recruit superior katana heroes, and they can recruit them cheaper as well. Now, for you new people out here, we can play in 3 different campaigns: a short campaign, a long campaign and a domination campaign. In all campaigns and all clans, you must conquer the province of Kyoto and hold for 4 seasons. In that way, you'll become the Shogun, which is your main objective. You must do that in all campaigns. But depending on the campaign and the clan you play, you have different objectives too. In the short campaign, you gotta conquer 25 of the game's provinces. In the long campaign, you must conquer 40. In the domination campaign, you must conquer 60 provinces, I mean. In addition, depending on what clan you're playing, you must conquer a certain set of provinces as well. And like I said, Kyoto is always one of them. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to set this to long campaign here and start the game. And I'll be quiet so you can enjoy the intro.
(1545). This is Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war. For 200 years, the Ashikaga shoguns have ruled from Kyoto. Great splendor and power were theirs. Now the overmighty clans no longer obey. The time has come for a new warlord to become shogun. But who will be victorious? Shimazu lands have always provided for our people. Our enemies are many and envious. They threaten our borders and look for any weakness. We trace a line back to the first shogun Yoritomo. Loyalty runs deep in the Shimazu. It is in our blood, our traditions. And in battle, our swordsmen are the envy of Japan. No blade is swifter or more feared than ours. Bishamonten, the war god, has woken. Now is the time to defeat our enemies. All will bow to the Shimazu clan. We wait no longer. Destiny calls. We are the Shimazu. This is an auspicious time for our clan. Not only have we established ourselves as masters of Satsuma province, but fate has brought us into contact with a trade ship from the far west. Shipwrecked upon the shores of Tanegashima, the Namban brought with them the promise of lucrative trade. More importantly, they brought teppo, firearms, simple to operate, yet deadly in their effect. Establishing trade relations with the Namban should be a priority, for their weapons could be the key to our military superiority in Kyushu. It is also vital that we begin to extend our power beyond the bounds of Satsuma. Osumi should be our first target. We are already at war with the ruling Ito clan, and its castle is dangerously close to our borders. It must be captured before the Ito have a chance to muster an army there. We may then proceed with their total subjugation, or alternatively, expansion into Higo. We are not currently at odds with the Sagara, the masters there. But seizure of their province will mean a source of superior war horses and the taste of total and lasting victory. With southern Kyushu firmly under our control, none of the other clans will be able to resist. Kyushu will be ours. But we must beware of drawing the ire of Kyoto. Should the shogunate perceive our growing influence as a threat, it will be necessary to defend ourselves against the shogun and his allies. In that event, we must be prepared to fend off all who would attack us, no matter from where that threat emerges. If the shogun wishes to halt our expansion, let him come here and reckon with us himself.
Okay, the game has finally started, and we're given our first mission, and that's to capture the province of Osumi. Now, if you watch the first video, then, as you know, it's going to be a pushover to take over. And our reward will be call to arms, which will allow us to recruit our units faster before a turn.
If our daimyo is to become shogun.
Okay, with that, let's start. Now, if we look at the province of Desumu, you see its specialty is smithing. Now, specialties are going to be important. Well, they're important in Shogun 2 period, but they're especially important in the island of Kyushu, because there's specialties everywhere. Now, the specialty of smithing is useful for the construction of melee units. Now, the first level allows +1 melee attack for samurai recruited in the province, as well as 1+ armor for samurai recruited. But we can upgrade this smithing into an armor or a weaponsmith. The armor will provide extra armor for samurai units as well as Ashigara units, which are the lower class units in this game. And the weaponsmith will increase the melee attack values for samurai as well as Ashigaru. For this game, though, I'm going to upgrade to a weaponsmith. Now, the other important thing to watch for is public order. Public order is at 1 right now, but if it ever becomes negative, then the people can revolt and even create a rebellion army, which will destroy the resources or even take over an entire province, and that's not good. Also, in this turn, I'm going to upgrade the coastal village to a harbor. The reason I'm doing this is because we're going to get a mission later to build a trading port. But we can't build a trading port until we first build the harbor. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my daimyo and move him to the main army. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my money recruiting units. And I think I'm going to recruit an archer. I'll recruit 2 archers this turn. Anyways, first I'll move this past the farm, but not past the borders of Ito. Our first objective, in case In case you forgot already, is to take the province of Osomi. The Ito has it, we're at war with, so we can enter their territory and conquer the province right away. So, I'm gonna move this army about right here, so they can't get to my farm. And then I'm gonna start recruiting units. Alright, the final thing for me to do this turn is to start researching technology. Now, I'm gonna get a quest later in the game in which I have to research Way of the Sword to get a free katana samurai unit. So, we're gonna research Way of the Sword. So Way of the Sword will be ready in 11 turns. In the meantime, Bushido will be ready in 2 turns, and then 3 turns later, Strategy of Attack will be researched. And then in 6 more turns, it'll be Way of the Sword. Alright, it looks like I've done everything I'm going to do this turn, so I'm going to end my turn. Once I click the end turn button, all the other clans are going to take their turn, and if this number doesn't change right here, I'm going to get 1,111 cuckoo on my next turn. Alright. Let's end the turn.
Ideal for whittling down the enemy before battle is joined. These troops are best kept at range and will suffer heavy losses if engaged in melee.
And as you can see, I have my second mission, which is indeed to research Way of the Sword. And we're on our way, so we don't do anything there. I'm going to merge the 2 archers together there. And I'm going to recruit 2 more Yari Ashigara units. And then after all those 2 are ready, we're going to conquer the province of Isamu. Because that'll be more than enough to take it. Now, if we weren't playing Darthmod, which we are, and I forgot to mention this, we could actually take this province on the first turn. But Darthmod made it hard to take Osomi, but not that hard, so we gotta recruit some armies. No, wait, I forgot. I want to build my training port next turn. That'll cost me 1,800 cuckoo, so I'm just going to recruit 1 unit this turn. And then end my turn.
Yari Ashigaru provide excellent defense against enemy cavalry charges, but their tight formations leave them vulnerable to missile troops and skilled infantry units.
Alright, Bushido's been researched, now we're researching strategy of attack. As you can see, the harbor's ready, so I'm going to build my training port right now. Because we're about to get a mission for that soon. The mission, by the way, gives you 1,000 cuckoo if completed, so that'll cut the training folks cost really to 800. That's very good. With that, I'm going to attack right now. And the army goes to his castle, so I'm gonna follow there. And we go to our first battle. For this one, I'm just going to go into siege mode and hope the Ito attacks us, or what they call sallying forth. Unfortunately, there's nothing else I can do, so let's end the turn. And let's go into battle.
Katanaは抜いた。敵方に一人でも生き残りがいる限り、この刀鞘には収めぬ。すべてはお家のためじゃ。我が敵は奴らの領主と一門に忠誠を誓う勇敢な侍どもだ。あの者どもを滅ぼすとなると心が痛むが、これも運命のなせる技。仕方なかろう。霧が出たくらいで騒ぐでない。霧は密かな仰せを包むもの。我が陣にとっても絶好の隠れ蓑じゃ。これだけは約束する。戦が終わったら忙しくなる。跳ねた敵の首を集めて数えんとならんからな。
Alright, I'm gonna put my army right here. As you can see by this icon, all of our units are hidden except for the two generals. And that's what I want. And then finally, I'm going to put these armors in skirmish mode. What that does is, if they're approached by a melee unit, an enemy melee unit, then they'll fall back. So we're just going to stay hidden here and let the enemy come to us since this is their battle. Alright, let's start this. Now as you can see, the Ito is in purple and we're always in green. We'll fast forward this until we get to the action.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord!
And here we go, the battle's begun. Now I'm gonna watch that cavalry because I don't trust it.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
Spear units are weak against cavalry. Cavalry units are weak against spear units, so I just use one of my yard units and attack it and use it to attack the cavalry. I bet they were going after my general. Now your generals are your most important units in the game. You do not want to lose them. Because they're the backbone of your army. They provide the morale your army needs to win battle. Now the object of each battle is to attack the army so that they rout. Each army has a bar. As it attacks and loses morale, that bar goes down. When it goes all the way down, then it'll start to rout. When all the enemy armies rout, then you win the battle. Doing a general charge against the archer.
A glorious victory will soon be yours!
And it looks like all the enemy armies have routed. Yep, they have. Now we're just gonna chase them. Now we're just gonna simply chase them down here.
Their ally has abandoned them! Now we have them!
And we won. We won easily. Alright, the results. They have 237 left. We have 1,638 armies left. So this was a successful battle. They only killed 602 units. We managed to kill 1,628 units. And like that, Great Clan has been destroyed. It's the Tokugawa. They didn't even make it past the first year, just pitiful. Now, in case you don't know, the game is divided into 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. This is the winter phase right now. As you can see by the dark and snowy terrain. Alright, with that, let's take over Sami. Should be easy now, and it is. We're just gonna resolve this. No need to going back to the battlefield. And we won easily. We're a piece to occupy that. And one of our generals, well, our daimyo in this case, has gone up in rank, so we gotta promote him now. And we took over Asami, so we can recruit more armies per turn now. Which is going to be important because Hyuga is going to be, or the final province of the Ito, is going to be well guarded. But anyways, let's promote our general here. First, we'll repair this castle before I forget. Now, I always like strategists because it'll simply make your armies move faster on the campaign map, which is this map right here. So I'm gonna give it 3 levels, and then I get a choice of retainer. I get the Shogun champion, which gives +1 to command when attack on land, and +1 to command when defending on land, which is really good. And then we have Chef, which decreases the chance of being assassinated. I like the Shogun champion better, so I'm going to take it. Alright, this turn, we're going to focus on getting more armies so we can attack this province right here, Hyuga. The castle's damaged in this province, so I can't recruit any here, but I can recruit some in Satsuma, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to recruit an archer and a Yarashigaru. Oh yeah, and I want to build a naval unit too, so I can start claiming these trade routes. See, there's 6 trade routes in the game, and trade routes will be important for making more money. Anyways, I'm going to end the turn now.